Hello and welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. The mayor of Anaheim would like to bring more transparency and accountability to the culture of the city. What do you mean? Well, he's here right now to tell you all about it. Mayor Tom Tait, thank you very much for being here.
It's great to be here, Leslie.
In your State of the City, you mentioned three things you want to do, three kind of major changes you want to make to bring about this transparency and accountability.
Well, three things that the city can do. And the first is, and it's really to bring trust and hope into some of these neighborhoods that are more troubled. The first, I believe, is a Citizens Review Commission for our police department. And really that's to build up trust. I mean, many of us trust the police department, but there's many that don't. And that's a problem. And tend to move the city forward, we have to address that issue.
So you're thinking if you get some citizens involved in giving input about what they think is going on, or to review what kind of policies?
Well, when there's, this summer when we had police shootings, I believe those situations, to have a citizen review commission to oversee that, the aftermath, and recommend maybe changes in the police department or things that we should look at, changes in policies and things like that, where there's an outside entity, credible, independent, that looks at those issues.
So a link between the city, the department, and the community.
Exactly.
How is this being received within the department and the city?
Well, I believe the chief is open to it. The council is open to it. Of course, it depends on how it's done. So. And it depends on who those people are, and of course they need to be people of goodwill. I don't want it to be political appointees or things like that. There's different ways to appoint them, but we want, the important thing is independent, credible people to review.
Okay, so you're working toward that. What's number two?
Second thing is, I believe it's time for districting in our city. We have, right now, the council is elected at large. We're a city of 350,000 people. It's awfully expensive to run a campaign, and it's each council member has to get votes from 350,000
people. So you're thinking within the city, instead of just having the top vote getters per se, you're thinking that there's a lot of little different cities within the city of Anaheim, isn't there? There's a lot of different things going on, and maybe they should be better represented individually by one person, one-on-one on the council.
Well, a lot of different neighborhoods, and when you're a smaller area, you get to know that candidate better. You have a better chance of getting to know that person who comes up through the community, and I believe it's just good government.
And the candidates can get out there, shake some hands, get to know the people, and really make a difference there. Where does that stand right now, though? What has to happen to make that happen?
Well, I had proposed that go to a vote of the people. I mean, to me, that's a fundamental question that the people of Anaheim should decide with a vote. The council, however, wants to study it some more, so we're in that process.
Okay, and number three?
Number three is, I believe that we have this great revenue source of hotel tax, and a lot of that money is respent in the resort district to prime that engine, and all that's good. But I think also that that tax should be spent in the neighborhoods, and should be a balance. So we propose that a portion of that be dedicated to certain target neighborhoods for strategic concerns.
It sounds like you're trying to create a little more dialogue between the city and the citizen.
Well, the idea is one Anaheim, so we don't have resort district neighborhoods. That's all part of one. Okay.
And you're encouraging volunteerism?
Well, those are three things that the city can do. But to rely on the city to solve the problems doesn't really make sense. It's a community problem, so we're coming up with this year, we're calling it the Year of Kindness, which basically means we're asking for people to not just sit back and say, wait for the city to solve a problem. This is our problem. We all need to jump in, volunteer, and help things.
Mayor Tom Tait, thanks for being here.
Great to be here.
And
thanks.
Thank you for joining us, too.